turn on OBS, and this one gonna be good. So I'd stick around for this. My buddy Rob Liefeld, whatever you want to call him. I have not liked Liefeld in such a long. I've not liked him ever. I hated his attitude growing up, and I hate his claim to fame as Deadpool. When the Deadpool he created isn't the Deadpool we have now. We owe that to Joe Kelly. He never did the yellow boxes. He never did the sense of humor. He just did the knockoff Deathstroke. With that being said, I believe he's blocked me already before, but that's nothing to brag about because everybody gets blocked by Rob Liefeld. He doesn't like hearing any negativity. Doesn't want to hear you talk about he can't draw feet. But he's going to talk about how Man of Steel is so freaking good. And I let people, they can like what they like. I will argue against Man of Steel not being good if you told me that you like it. But if you say it's better than movies, certain movies, that's just nuts. And he was on this other show, and he is just so big on it. And I don't know if I'll do. I've been pulling up everybody's clips that I talk about. I don't know if I'll go to that clip. Maybe I will in another video. But we're just going to see what he compares things to.
Rob, pop the balloon when you hear a movie that's better than Man of Steel.
Man of Steel!
Black Panther.
Enjoyed it, but Man of Steel makes me stand up and clap.
They are. He is high. High. Black Panther is a way more solid story, way better origin story, way better acted, way better effects. It isn't all like horrible CGI that is very tell, because how Zack Snyder does his CGI is very telling. It worked for 300 because of the landscape was a lot different, but for this landscape being cities and all that, just didn't work. With Wakanda, the landscape worked well with CGI, but overall, it just isn't a better movie, better story, better character development. It just doesn't work. And not to mention, let's talk about the bad guys. The bad guys, and Killmonger being one of them, was amazing. He already would destroy the movie just based off that. Let's go.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, no.
Batman 89.
I don't, Batman 89, I don't want to watch that. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Better. It's so many times better. Andrew Garfield finally found his step in that movie for Spider-Man. I didn't like him that much in the first one. This one, he had the groove, he had the quips, he had the very good presence as Peter and Spider-Man. The chemistry of Gwen and him were really good. It wasn't like one of my favorite movies ever, of course. Green Goblin was kind of crappy. Electro I didn't like that much. It was the dumb, Riddler, Poison Ivy, I'm a nerd and turn to a villain thing. I don't like that. I didn't like Electro's vibe a little bit, dealing with eels and being the whole villain. But with that being said, it's still a better movie than Man of Steel. But this one I'm afraid of.
I'm not a fan.
Thor Ragnarok.
That's it. You're just going to say not a fan of Batman. Groundbreaking 1989 Batman, where Michael Keaton stole the show as Batman alone. Where Michael Keaton made you believe Batman could exist, and it was just this small guy with no physique, and we believed it. Batman that has still lived, like a lot of movies don't age well. This movie still is up to par with some of the greatest superhero movies. You're crazy. Then we could go to Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson was amazing as the Joker. Tim Burton amazing as the director. But let's go back to Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He defined the Joker for so long. That was the Joker everyone was vibing to when they talked about the Joker. All that's great, right? You could just say all those things, but we're going against Man of Steel right now. Is it a better movie than Man of Steel? Hell yes. Ragnarok, I love it way better than Man of Steel. But
yeah, if I'm in for a comedy, but no.
If he's in for a comedy, Ragnarok is very enjoyable and very humorous. It is. Is it a better story? Yeah, it's a lot better story. Man of Steel is basically a Superman origin that's been told a million times with trying to make it more edgy and darker, and that's not Superman. I'm sorry, if you read comics or you... I don't want to gatekeep. If you read comics, watch cartoons, anything like that. You watch all old movies. So I'm not gatekeeping anything. Superman's not like that. That's not Superman. And for you to be an edgelord and think that's what Superman is, or that's what we need in this world, oh, you're just woke, blah, blah, blah. Stupid. That's garbage Superman. Garbage, that is a garbage Spider-Man. Garbage Superman. Garbage Superman. I'll say it for one more people in the back. Garbage Superman. That Henry Cavill, good actor. Superman, I'm sorry, he's big and buff. That's cool. Superman never had to be big and buff, to be honest, because his strength comes from the sun. It doesn't come just like Christopher Reeves didn't have to be huge. It just worked because we believe it. Superman is strength from the sun. Just works that way. You don't need to be buff. He doesn't work out. But again, works cool. Henry Cavill is in good shape. Good actor. Is he Superman? They would let him act it a little different. If they let him change his character a little bit, not be mopey kicking rocks and stuff, sure. This one I'm iffy on.
Spider-Man 3.
With Topher? No.
Ant-Man 2.
So, this one's a little tough because Man of Steel is horrible. Spider-Man 3 story is pretty horrible. The emo Parker scenes are god awful. Topher Grace's Venom is horrible. Force feeding us Gwen Stacy in the last story was horrible. Him still having problems with MJ was horrible. The only thing it has going for him is Tobey Maguire is a better performance than anyone in Man of Steel. Especially Paul Kent, Kevin Costner. Don't save those kids in the bus. But we're going to go story. I will say Man of Steel has a better story than Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 doesn't have a good story. It's a mess. It's a mush mouth. So with that, I am going with Man of Steel.
2.
Oh, come on. No.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Ant-Man and Wasp 2, that's with Ghost. It's not trying to be as deep as Man of Steel. Man of Steel is a way more serious movie. It tries to be really, really deep, and I think it fails trying to be deep. It's trying to connect with you and your inner Superman. But if we're going to look at them both as characters and telling a story as them, I think Ant-Man's a better story, connecting with the character. Now, as far as the big razzle-dazzle fighting and crazy stuff, we're watching Dragon Ball Z with Man of Steel. I think Robert Kirkman said before that they basically took his Invincible fight. And how am I going to put this in a film ever? And they just made it god-awful. Oh, man, like, it was just too much. Like, I love some beatdowns, but it just got to the point where it was just so over-exaggerated. Like, it's Superman. Granted, yeah, against another Superman, basically. But just going through walls, going through Kmart. Come on, Kmart? You gonna do that to Kmart? They're not even around anymore. All the sponsors in that movie. Oh my god, they had to get so many sponsors. It was ridiculous. Wolverine Origins, another tough one, but I think I'm going with Wolverine Origins.
Green.
No.
Black.
Wolverine Origins, on paper, it could have been good. But on paper, there's a lot that would probably change it as well. Wade Wilson, great in the beginning. Deadpool, horrible at the end. Blob, interesting. I'm glad we got to see Blob finally. Wraith, is it? That Black Eyed Peas dude played? will.i.am played? He was alright. Wasn't that big of a character that he needed to really shine. Stryker was alright. Wasn't pretty bad. And then Sabretooth, Liev Schreiber as Sabretooth was great. So freaking good. Sucks they didn't continue that story with Liev Schreiber. That alone, I'm going to boost it up above Man of Steel. The story lacks a lot. So does Man of Steel a lot. But I'm going to go for what characters are represented and how well. Wolverine's represented well, and so is Sabretooth. A lot of the others not represented so well. And Man of Steel, not represented well at all. At least with Wolverine, there is a couple, and I can stomach watching it. Man of Steel is just wants me to listen to Black Parade and put black lipstick on and kick rocks down the street and talk about when my father took me in the city to see a marching band. Yeah, so it sucks to say. That one's really hard because Wolverine Origins isn't great. I think Wolverine Origins is still there with Spider-Man 3. The only thing, I'd say Spider-Man 3 is probably better because Tobey Maguire has it. He doesn't have that great a performance in it. I guess he took what he could. I don't know. I can't even, like, those three all together, Man of Steel, Wolverine Origins, and Spider-Man 3, it'd be really hard to say which one's better because they have so much crappy shit in it. The silver lining for me is that the acting with Wolverine and Liev Schreiber, I can't even say it, in Wolverine Origins. So we're just gonna move on.
Man of Steel! Man of Steel!
Eternals.
I don't think they even said what that was. I thought they said Black Adam, but I don't know. But we're going to Eternals. This is a tough one. I think Eternals is not great. With what Man of Steel had, as far as action, Eternals lost. They didn't have that action. The follow-up and connecting to the MCU makes it not good for me. I'll at least say Man of Steel was trying to start a universe. This disconnected from the universe. So Eternals really, it just dropped. They didn't tie it in really to the MCU that much. I know there's stuff you could probably dig deeper and say, oh wait, this was connected. The end credit scenes with Star Fox and supposedly Blade being in it, which was weird, but it was exciting. Hey, we're gonna get Blade, and they never followed through on both of these. That was disheartening. So sadly, much as I hate Man of Steel is better than the Eternals.
Is not happening.
Thor 2.
This is tough. This is really tough. I don't like Thor 2 a lot. Thor 2 is probably one of my least favorite Marvel movies. It's probably down there with like Eternals. Thor 2 is down there. It's hard because a lot of movies I could just accept that they're okay. But when I say good, or like ones I want to revisit, and I remember so much from the movie and so many cool scenes. Even the first Thor, it didn't age well. It was exciting when we got it. Tom Hiddleston killed it, of course. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about number 2. They really dropped the ball with Malekith. Same as they did with Zod, I believe, in Man of Steel. But Malekith had with the actor, I forgot his name right now. Chris Eccleston? I don't know. From Doctor Who, the Ninth Doctor. Really good actor. He played this Destro in G.I. Joe. He's been getting a little flack for all these roles. I don't know. Because the story's pretty lackluster. But I think the family struggle in this was pretty good with Loki and Odin and Thor. Natalie Portman's the kind of weak part of the movie. Her getting the Aether in her. The only thing I think that would give this the up over Man of Steel is at least the Aether ties into other stories. Man of Steel does tie into somewhat of other stories because they're trying to set up a universe and he kind of started it. This one's really tough because then I think of Tom Hiddleston's Loki performance. I'm just not gonna think Superman. I'll go with Man of Steel.
The Dark World? Oh, not even.
Spider-Man 1.
This is crazy. If you're gonna tell me Spider-Man 1 is not better than Man of Steel, you're crazy. Spider-Man 1, not only did it break the ground for a lot of superhero movies, a lot of early superhero movies did do that kind of thing and just open up the world of superheroes. X-Men did a great job of it, even though I don't think that ages well. Spider-Man ages well. The first X-Men, I think, didn't age well at all. If you watch it again, it's not that same feeling you had when you watched it the first time. Spider-Man 1, you still get that feeling. Will I go against this one with the other Spider-Man and have a little bit more of a fight? Yes. I don't want to get into that because that might be for another video with all the Spider-Man. But we're talking about Man of Steel. This movie destroys Man of Steel. 100%. If Robbie Liefeld says no, he's just stupid.
Tobey Maguire! Oh! Superior.
Good.
Better movie.
Good.
Rob,
Good.
pop the
Good. I'm glad. Me and Liefeld could agree on something there. So yeah, so that's it. I've been noticing that he's been popping up on my feed a lot, so there might be a little more discussions about with Rob over here, talking about some stuff that we like and don't like, and we can agree on that one. A lot of the other ones we can't agree on, but we did agree on probably about 3 of them. So that's a big, huge step of us getting our friendship back, right, Rob? But that's it. Going to OBS to shut off, no editing, and posting.